أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله إن الصلاة ونسكي ومحياي ومماتي لله رب العالمين سبوح قدوس رب الملائكة وروح سبحان الله وبحمده سبحان الله العظيم عدد خلقه ورضا نفسه وزنة عرشه ومداد كلماته ومنتهى علمه ومبلغ الرضا اللهم صل وسلم على شفيعه المشفع خير الخلق الله وعلى الأنبياء والمرسلين وأهلهم وصحبهم أهل الله اللهم تقبل صيامنا وقيامنا وكل أعمالنا الصالحات في هذا الشهر وبعد خالصة لوجهك يا رب العالمين توفنا مسلمين وليكنا بالصالحين اللهم إنا نسألك دواما عافية اللهم إنا نسألك دواما عافية اللهم إنا نسألك دواما عافية وجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين وبأدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعلني من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا اللهم إنك عفو كريم تحب العفو فاعف عنا جميعا يا الله أيها المستمعون الكرام سلام الله عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, Alhamdulillah Kathiran. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for sparing our lives to today, sparing our life upon goodness, sparing our life upon Islam, upon Ihsan, upon Iman, upon the Quran, walillahi alhamd kathira. Allahumma zidna wa la tankusna. We ask Allah to increase His goodness, His blessings upon our lives and not decrease us biiznillah. Continuing in our daily reminder of the 40 collection of hadith of Al-Imam An-Nawawi radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Alhamdulillah, today we will be treating Hadith 33, inshallah. We ask Allah to accept it from us as an act of ibadah, from you, the listeners, and for we that Allah has allowed us to be saying this. We ask Allah to let it speak for us. May Allah accept the effort. However, we have said it, may Allah accept the effort, accept the intention and purify it so that He can reward us abundantly, and let whatever we have said of His word, the word of His Prophet, speak for us and not against us, inshallah ta'ala. And just as the Imam has also prefaced in his Muqaddimah, in his introduction of this hadith, looking forward to be among those that the Prophet said if they are able to learn and teach this 40 hadith, they will be raised among the fuqaha, the jurists on the day of judgment. We ask Allah to count you and I among them, inshallah ta'ala. Now, without further ado, yesterday we left off where the Prophet was saying in Hadith 32 that you shouldn't wrong people and don't allow yourself to be wrong. And we ask Allah to make it easy for us to check ourselves and connect the dots, fill in the loopholes. Wherever we need to do better, we ask Allah to make it easy for us. Allahumma ameen. Hadith 33 today, inshallah, we try to treat 33 and 34. They are both short hadiths, so hopefully we are able to complete by 29 or 30th, inshallah. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa sallim. An Abi Abbasin radiyallahu anhuma anna Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam come. This hadith is narrated from Ibn Abbas, the son of Ibn Abbas. And Ibn Abbas, from Ibn Abbas, may Allah be pleased with the son and the father, said the Prophet has said, لَوْ يُعْطَ النَّاسُ بِدَعَوَاهُمْ لَا دَعَ رِجَالٌ أَمْوَالَ قَوْمٍ وَدِمَاءَهُمْ. The Prophet ﷺ said, were it to be a question to people, were people to be given the opportunity, or were people to be given according to what they claim, right? Some people would claim the wealth and even the blood of other people. Allahu Akbar. You see, with stinginess, with what's the word? Asking for too much, being not having contentment. People would ask for what is theirs and what is not theirs. So the Prophet is saying here, there were people to be given according to what they claim. For example, you claim something, the door is open for you to ask whatever you want. You will claim what is yours and what is not even yours. For example, if I laid out a claim and I would ask, because I've been given the privilege, I would act for what belongs to me and what doesn't belong to me. The Prophet, this is the nature of human, right? Then he proceeded, he said, لكن البينات على مدعي واليمين على من أنكر. But the Prophet said, however, the burden of proof is upon the one who is making the claim, right? The burden of proof, because if you are making a claim, you have to provide the proof of what you are claiming to be yours, right? Then taking an oath is what is upon the person who has denied the claim, right? Or the person who has denied the allegation. So normally in jurisdiction, this is telling us a defendant and a plaintiff, right? So as a plaintiff, you are the one who has played out, okay, I am claiming this, then you have to do what? You have to make a proof. And as a defendant, you have to also take an oath defending what you have been alleged of, right? So this is how Islam rules. Islam is just. It doesn't want people to take or outsmart people of what is not theirs, or try to overtake people because they think they are in a position to which they can use it, because those people doesn't have proof, right? Islam wants you, if you're claiming something, you have to make a proof that what you are claiming is yours. And if you are being alleged wrongly, then you also have to go through the process to defend yourself, to protect your respect, to protect your personifier, and not being duped of your self-respect, inshallah. So this is what the Prophet is telling us in this hadith. We ask Allah to grant us understanding. And this hadith is said to be Hassan. This hadith is said to be good, to be an excellent hadith. And part of it is in the two Sahihain, Sahih Bukhari and Muslim. We ask Allah to grant us understanding. Now, moving on to the next hadith, the 34th hadith. And Abi Sa'idin al-Khudri, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, qala. This hadith is on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri. May Allah be pleased with him. He said, Sami'tu Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam yaqul, I have heard the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam saying, Man ra'a minkum munkaran, and some of us are probably familiar with this hadith, right? Man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu biyadi. Whoever among you sees something that is not pleased to it, or something that is not appropriate or being disapproved of in religion, or something that is not pleasing to the heart, right? The Prophet gave us 3 suggestions of how you can correct it. He said, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ. You can change the situation, you can change the circumstance which is not pleasing to the heart with what? With your hand. If you are able, and that doesn't mean you have to use your fist. For example, if you see something on the road that can harm people, you take it away, you use your hand to take it away. And if it's something you can write about, you can use your skill, right? You can action it out, not just by word. You can move your body to action it out. You do that. If you need to talk to someone to resolve the situation, the Prophet said you can use that, right? Then if you are not able to do that, then you can use your tongue. You speak up against it, especially in the world of today, when there's a lot of corruption, violence, and bigotry going around, scandalousness. You stand up and speak for what is right. It was Malcolm X that said, you either stand for the truth or you fall for nothing, right? So you become part of a group. If you are seeing what is wrong and you don't speak against it, then you are also just, you don't belong to a group of value. So you are also falling for what is wrong, right? I remember we also said that one of the jihad nafs that you can do is what? You speak truth to power with confidence. Even sometimes when you are fearful, I know of someone who has a principle that even if I'm fearful, I will stand up to speak what is truth when it's necessary, right? So as a Muslim, you want to embrace that sense of courage to speak up to when it's right. It's not every time you have to speak, but when it's necessary, you see this thing is wrong, you stand up to speak against it. And if Allah knows your intention is clear, it's going to empower you with that strength and courage, in fact, and the wisdom to navigate the situation to which you are speaking up against. We ask Allah to make it easy for us to speak against what is wrong and speak truth to power, inshallah. فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ, the Prophet said the third option to which you can use to change what is wrong, if you see one, If you can't use your hand, if you can't use your tongue, then you use what? Fabiqalbi. You hate that thing in your heart. You detest it. Sometimes we are in a situation where, because you don't sometimes know how people will receive you or how they will perceive you. It is all okay in the first phase of this, in fact, the first side of the coin, for them not to understand you, but Allah understand you. But on the second part, if you come down to um, exchanging a sense of empathy among the people, right? Trying to exchange respect to them, and you don't know how they will receive you. Maybe you want to save the stress of being understood wrongly, or because if you say something, it might cut maybe the tie of a family, for example. Then you are being careful, or you are in a community, a Muslim community, you don't know how people receive it because you want to save the unity in that community. You know that if you speak up, people might take it outside and it will bring up negativity. Then you can hate that thing in your heart, right? The Prophet said you are allowed to hate it in your heart. Walakin, he said, by doing so, it is what wazalika adaful iman. That is the weakest faith that you can, action out, or you can pragmatize. So you can see, if you are able to speak up against it, it is better to speak up against it. Maybe even those people that are doing what is not pleasing to their heart, or what is not being comfortable to you. Maybe they don't know. And even if they know, if you speak up against it, they will change, or they will have a rethink and come back to their senses. So this is what the Prophet is encouraging us to do. If you're able to change with your hand. For example, if you want to teach people how to correct their wrong, you don't want to use your hand, you do what you expect of them to do by actioning out. And if they see you, maybe they will come to sense to know that, oh, maybe that thing is what is right, let me also do that. That means you are teaching by action, not by words, right? Or you use your tongue, you call out the wrong action that is going on around you. You say, I think this is wrong, you have to change it. And if you are speaking truth to power, you connect your intention to Allah and speak up against, even if people who perceive you to will misunderstand you at that point. In that situation, it is safe to speak up. If it's violence, if it's an abuse, if it's discrimination, all those things are imperative that you speak up against it and not keep it in your heart. But if it comes to challenging your life, then you can hate it in your heart. And wallahu alam, Allah knows the best of the situation, and knows if you have that is the weakest form of hatred that you can use at that point. You can only hate that thing in your heart. Even if you are in a group of team that all people in that group, they're supporting a cause that is wrong, and you as a person, as a Muslim, for example, this thing is wrong, so you hate it in your heart, right? If you can't speak up against it, if you can't change it because you are a minority, right? So you hate that thing in your heart, and by doing so, you will not be held accountable. You will not be held accountable by those people who are going through the league of what is wrong. You ask Allah to make us people of understanding, people of action, and not just words, and follow through what we say with true pragmatism and a true sense of purpose, inshallah ta'ala. We're going to stop here for today, and inshallah we proceed tomorrow from Hadith 35. We ask Allah to let this speak for us and not against us, grant us wisdom and understanding, teach us the things that we don't know that will be beneficial for his cause, and accept all our act of ibadah in this month of Ramadan. If you have witnessed Laylatul Qadr, we ask Allah to grant us all the goodness, and if it's in this last 29 odd days, we ask Allah to grant us the tawfiq to witness Laylatul Qadr. Allahumma ballighna Laylatul Qadr wa'fu anna innaka antal afu tuhibbul afwa fa'fu anna jami'an warhamna ya arhamar rahimin ya rabbal alamin. Wa akhiru da'wana fid dunya wal akhirah anil hamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilaik. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.